This month, we've watched John Travolta as an angel, a genius, and now a guy who steals nuclear weapons because he missed out on a promotion. That's what I call range. And this week, we're talking about Broken Arrow.
And now, our feature presentation.
Fussy. Who hired this crew?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
Show me the money!
Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Baby, you are so money and you don't even know it.
Yeah. I thought this was good.
Oh, boys! I'm back!
Hello, everyone. Welcome into 52/1996. We are a live movie conversation podcast, and sometimes being live causes issues to come up, so we had to start over. But this is a podcast where we rewind the clock, take a look back 30 years ago, and talk about the films of 1996, one movie at a time. I am your host, Cody, and this week I am joined once again, and we'll see her again probably in another month or so. But I'm welcoming in my amazing co-host, Alyssa, as we talk about Broken Arrow. Welcome in, Alyssa.
Thanks.
Sorry for all the confusion and screaming and yelling. Not at her. I was yelling at myself. Don't get it twisted, guys.
Because we're nice to women.
Because we're nice to women. We're not nice to ourselves sometimes, but we're nice to women. That's all that matters. And if this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome in. Sorry about the weird intro, but we are happy to have you. And the idea is pretty simple. Every week for 52 weeks, we explore a different movie released in the year 1996. Why? Because it's 30 years ago, and that's fun for me anyway. We're digging into, some of the scenes that stick out, lines maybe that stick out, performances, any fun trivia, if there are any. If it survives a modern watch, or maybe, we could see this as a remake down the line. And right now we are in our theme of Adele Dazeem, which spotlights John Travolta movies from the year 1996 because he had 3 of them. And we're finishing it up this week with our third and final one called Broken Arrow. Now, Alyssa, have you ever even heard of Broken Arrow before you watched this movie?
No.
No. Is this the kind of movie that you would seek out?
No.
Are you a fan of John Travolta?
I think so. At this point.
I think that's an appropriate response.
I think so. I think he's fun. I think he takes roles that are weird, and I can appreciate that. And yeah, I'm not mad about it. If he's in a movie, I'm not upset.
Yeah, he does have he's good. I do compare him to a Nicolas Cage.
It's a great comparison.
Because they do both kind of have great things in their career that you can look back on. You're like, oh my God, Nicolas Cage was so good in that. John Travolta was so good in that. And then they have these off the wall bonkers movies where you're like, that was a choice. You made a choice. Now, John Travolta is a little bit smarter with his money, so he had to take less crappy roles than Nicolas Cage, but they are very similar. And then obviously they meet up again next year, 1997, in the movie Face Off, which is a classic, I would say. Face Off's just a fascinating movie. It's not good. It is not a good movie. So I don't want to build that up for you, but not a good movie.
Same director?
Yes, actually, same director of this movie. Yeah. So before I get started, I have made you watch a couple action movies now. I made you watch Speed. You were really into Speed when you watched it. How does this compare to other action movies that you've seen?
I can start by saying I'm officially not a big fan of action movies. I get stressed out pretty easily, but I also need the plot to make a little bit of sense. And if it's not going to make sense, just go fully off the wall insane. For example, Speed. Like, I could follow along with Speed. Like, I knew where the plot was going, I knew what was going to happen. Same, honestly, with Die Hard with a Vengeance. Like, I remember, like, I enjoyed Speed, I enjoyed Die Hard with a Vengeance. But I don't like explosions for explosion's sake. I still need the plot to have some kind of substance to it, for at least for me to like care.
Mhm.
Because then because if not, it's just like, let's just watch things implode.
Mhm. Yeah.
So not a huge fan.
Not a huge fan. Well, I'm going to keep doing this to you as we continue. I'll give you a break, though, for a little while. Anyway, this is your first John Woo movie. Who is
Yeah?
the director of this? Yes, because I don't think I made you watch Hard Target. No, that was 1993. That's in our very first season, and a man punches a snake in the face in that movie. So
Great.
So John Woo, big Hong Kong director, especially for action movies. Specifically, there are a couple action movies that he is known for. This is just knowledge. This is just me spewing stuff on you. It's called Hard Boiled and The Killer. The Killer has since had a remake, I think, on like Peacock or Paramount or something like that. But they are known for their kind of outlandish action that is supposed to be taken very seriously. There is a lot of like zooms, real close zooms on faces, a lot of slow-mo. People will often joke that there are doves that are just flying in slow motion in the scenes, and a lot of double gunning, a lot of bullets don't matter. And we see that a lot in this movie. You can see those little signature things here. Now, whether or not it worked, I don't know. I don't think so.
Not for me.
Not yeah. And we'll get into it. And there are some things where I'm like, yeah, I think he's going for. We talked about this last night when we watched it, like a campiness. There's like a campiness to some action movies. And this one, like, I feel like was trying and not succeeding.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that, I feel like.
Yeah. I'm thinking of, like, I watched GoldenEye with you for the podcast,
Yeah.
and that I didn't like love it, but I didn't like hate it. And I think it's because the plot of James Bond comes with a little bit of camp.
Right.
Like, there is a level of fantastical that you just have to accept. And because he's James Bond, right? There is a level of fantasy that you have to get behind. He's just unstoppable for no reason whatsoever. This movie, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but like, there are so many moments where I go, hey, this is impossible. And not in the, oh my God, I can't believe they made it out alive way, in the, hey, that doesn't make any sense for me to even try to move on from this scene.
Yeah, this movie, honestly, like, kind of reminds me of Walk With Me here, Run With Me even. Go arm in arm. It reminds me of pop songs, boy band pop songs from the late 90s, in the fact that the lyrics make zero sense, but everybody's just kind of on board with it.
Yeah, great comparison.
Like, right? Like,
this is Backstreet Boys.
Yes, this is the Backstreet Boys of movies. That's not me saying there isn't talent there, because they can sing, they can dance, they can do all those things. But listen to the lyrics, like read the script of this movie. What is the dialogue telling? What is the actual plot telling you? And it's just like, this looks like it was written by, somebody that doesn't know English. And that's not even the case with this one, which is so crazy. But let's talk about it a little bit more, and I'll explain other things here. So again, if you just tuned in, the title of this movie is Broken Arrow. It came out February 9th, 1996. It is directed by John Woo, who we have done on this podcast one time before with the movie Hard Target, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. That was a reasonably successful movie. And so they were like, let's bump it up a notch. Let's give him some more opportunities. This movie was written by Graham Yost, and you know Graham Yost best because he wrote the movie Speed that we were talking about. So kind of lines up, right?
The vibe is there.
There are some beats there that are just very similar beats in this movie. I I also want to write, or not write, I wrote this down. It is a fun fact for some of our listeners that Graham Yost also wrote 13 episodes of the Nickelodeon show Hey Dude, which is very early 90s show about a dude ranch that had employed teenagers on it. Christine Taylor's in it. But yeah, wrote 13 episodes of Hey Dude. Thought that was fun. which Backstreet Boy is Christian Slater? Kevin? Maybe Kevin. All right, this movie has pretty star-studded cast for the time in the 90s. John Travolta's in here as Deke Deakins, Vic Deke Deakins, Major. Christian Slater as Riley Hale. Samantha Mathis in here as our park ranger, Terry Carmichael, terrible name. Delroy Lindo, he's a frequent on here. We've seen Delroy a lot on 52 Slash, and he plays Colonel Max Wilkins. Frank Whaley as Giles Prentice. Bob Gunton as Mr. Pritchett. Howie Long, a defensive end for the Oakland Raiders, as Master Sergeant Kelly. And we have Jack Thompson as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Kurtwood Smith, we've got Red from That 70s Show showing up again. He is also a frequent person on 52 Slash as the Secretary of Defense Baird. And then Vondi Curtis Hall as United States Air Force Pararescueman Chief Master Sergeant Sam Rhodes. Now, if you didn't get a chance to watch this movie, I'll fill you in on the plot. Air Force pilots Vic Deakins and Riley Hale are sent on an overnight top secret mission with 2 nuclear weapons aboard their aircraft. But after they are in the air, Deakins changes the plan. He attempts to kill Hale and then steals the weapons with the intent of selling them to terrorists. However, Hale survives the crash and meets up with a park ranger, Terry Carmichael. Together, Hale and Terry attempt to thwart Deakins' plan. This movie had a budget of $50 million and a box office return of $150 million, making it the number 20 movie of 1996. So just kind of rounding out that trilogy of John Travolta movies where we had Phenomenon being the most popular, and and then Michael, and then this one. Now
12, 15, 20.
12, 16, 20. Yeah. Got a good memory. Oh yeah, because you've done all these. I was like, why does she know this? I
do pay attention.
I forced her to watch all of these John Travolta movies. Now, critics were a little bit mixed on this. They gave it 53% on Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb has this at a 6.1 out of 10. Letterboxd 2.9 out of 5. Roger Ebert gave it 2 out of 4 stars. Which is our lowest rating for all the John Travoltas from Raj. He said Broken Arrow, directed by the Hong Kong cult favorite John Woo, is his big budget Hollywood debut after his more modestly priced first U.S. film, Hard Target. It shows Woo capable of staging noisy fight scenes and spectacular explosions, but he's nowhere near the league of Andy Davis, who did The Fugitive, and Tony Scott, who did Top Gun, when it comes to crafting smart action with intriguing characters and dialogue. Now, Mike Clark of the USA Today gave it 3 out of 4 stars. He said it's directed with keen action instincts Woo brought to The Killer, Hard Boiled, and other cult causes from his career in Hong Kong. Now, not much of a legacy with this one. There's no remakes, no awards, none of that stuff. So let's just go ahead and break this movie down. Let's talk about some of the scenes. I don't know if I would say best scenes, but we'll just call them key scenes that define this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I only wrote down 4, but they're pretty large. They're like clumped together. So my first scene is crashing the plane.
Okay, I had the and maybe I should have saved this for my WTF, but I had the opening boxing match.
Mm-hmm.
For this. So like we just get one. This is a terrible boxing scene in a movie. I'm not a professional boxer. I have seen professional boxing. I have taken boxing lessons and classes and everything. That doesn't make me an expert. This is one of the worst boxing I've ever seen. One, these guys are sparring. They're not wearing helmets, like the helmets that you're supposed to wear when you're sparring, and they're just beating the shit out of each other, and they're not taking any pain. They're not selling, as I would say if I was watching like wrestling. And this is like the whole key to this movie, like supposedly is in this like dial. They're also talking the entire time that they are having this fighting match at the very beginning of the movie, introducing us to our two main characters, the bad guy, which we don't know is a bad guy, and Christian Slater, who's the good guy. And it's just like, oh, you remember that famous boxing match? You ever heard of Ali versus Foreman, the Rumble in the Jungle? There's a lot of like talking while they're doing it. It's called the rope-a-dope. And you're wearing yourself out trying to punch me, and you're not, this is only sparring to you. There's a lot of like mixed metaphors in this whole scene here.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be like pivotal. Like this is supposed to be our.
Well, it all comes back. At the
It
end.
all comes back at the end. It turns into a boxing match at the end.
Yeah, we get the rope-a-dope gets brought up again. The match itself, the idea that I'm going to let you wear yourself out and then I'm going to attack you, and the $20 they're betting on who wins, and I'll bet you $20. That comes up multiple times, and especially at the very tail. So those three things. And we know, and that we understand that there's kind of like a maybe mentor-mentee relationship between Travolta and Slater, Christian Slater, right?
Yes.
Last name Slater. So yeah, there's that between the two of them. Neither of which are convincing. I don't believe that they even remotely like each other, let alone tolerate each other. Like it's not a very like you're not setting this betrayal up really well,
right?
And maybe they don't like each other, but like it is very odd to understand. Again, they're talking while fighting, and I'm like, how much of this am I supposed to pick up on? The answer is all of it.
yeah, it is not convincing at all, and that's kind of, this is an early stage of this movie for us to already get, it's not going to get any better from here, whether it's relationship wise, dialogue wise, any of that stuff, in my opinion. I agree with you. Are we supposed to think that this is a mentor-mentee situation? They don't seem to like each other, but then I think we're supposed to think that they're like really good friends. But the way that they talk to each other at times, I'm just like, I would never say some of the stuff that he says to Deacons at all. Like,
yeah. Because it sounds like he's trying. They're military guys. Like, I don't know if he feels like he's trying to push him. He's like, that's why you lose, because you have that negative mentality. Like, you've already lost before the fight's even over. And I'm like, are you trying to motivate me, or are you just here to piss me off?
Yeah. And it's, again, sparring. There is no winner in sparring. It is truly like practice. Like, I don't get it. And if you would have told me that this is an actual like sanctioned match in the U.S. Air Force or something like that, that gives me a little bit more. And in a movie filled with exposition and telling me what exactly is happening in the scene, I would have liked that just to tell, like, because you're telling me it's like, I'm getting really in the weeds with it. It pissed me off a lot. You're talking about practice. I am talking about practice, chat, because this movie is so confusing and weird. And yeah, I just wanted to go with that. Now we'll go to your next scene.
No, that's just, so we do get some buildup of some sort of who these two are. They're sent out on this practice mission, and the two of them are carrying two, again, why are we practicing? I guess we're practicing with the nukes because they need the radar and to be able to read it. But I'm like, we don't have any type of fake nuke situation. Nope, we got to put two real ones on the plane. Cool. So they're flying this test run in the middle of the night over the Utah desert with two nukes on board. And all of a sudden, and without warning, John Travolta decides he is going to crash this plane. There is, like you said, the zoom on his eyes, the evil look, pulls out a gun, like points it at Hale, and he's like, time to go, and ejects him and crashes the plane with the two nukes. So here's our heel, here's our turn, doing the wrestling stuff, and we're like, hey, what? Like, we don't know why, we don't know how. We find out in the next scene here, but like, yeah, just the whole plane crash was so crazy to me. The CGI was terrible.
CGI, I mean, 96. We got to give it.
But you can't tell me 96 when Jurassic Park already exists.
Oh,
like,
It's very
There
true.
is no excuse. There's no excuse anymore. But after Jurassic Park, no more bad CGI. But
Yeah.
like you have the technology. But
It's-
anyway.
Yeah, this scene is so it does feel, I don't know. And then there's some dialogue in here, and like Christian Slater at some point, it's like, you just like to play God. And then as soon as he says that, like Travolta's like, all right, time to betray.
Yeah. Well, no, he says you get off on it.
Yeah, you get
It's
off
specifically
on it.
what he says, because that's when we get the zoom in and I go, what's about to happen?
It's very like anime, I feel like. That's like such an
Yes.
anime thing, like zooming in on the face, just the eyes. Like I could see us like letterboxing that and just showing the eyes of him. It was very intense. And
Yeah.
But I agree with everything that you said before. Like, why are we practicing with 2 real nuclear weapons on here? You can give a device that like gives off like pretend nuclear or radiation energy or whatever it is that they're trying to do. We don't get explained this part of it, why they have to go, track these nukes and this bomber. And I guess they're just testing out their bombers to see if they can't, we're America, we've got the best technology. So if we can't find this plane on our radar, then nobody can find this plane on the radar. And that's like the whole test of it. But I don't think that it makes sense to have these nuclear weapons on this plane just for shiggles,
Yeah.
Shiggles.
It was the first intense scene. It was our first real action scene with the score and a little bit of an explosion and, the ejecting and flying real low. And it was our first like big action moment, and it was fine.
And also, like, okay, we're gonna get to like a lot of WTFs in this movie because there's like seriously, it's just like I have some that it's just like lines from this movie or it's just a deserve a WTF. But like when you eject somebody, they have a tag on them, like a GPS or something that says, "Hey, this is where this person is." So where they're
deactivated it.
I mean, did he? Is that what he said?
No, he didn't. But
you're giving this movie too much credit.
But please, we're talking about this movie, and that's giving it too much credit. I mean, there were multiple times where he's like, like he thinks ahead, right? Deke is smart, and he's okay, well, just in case someone wants to deactivate this nuke, I'm gonna make it activate anyway. You know what I mean? Like there are tech moments that happen later, so I'm like, oh, that wouldn't be such a crazy leap to assume that he turned that off. But you're right, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. And then also that Deke just is like, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah,
he's
didn't
just like,
shoot him.
There's no way he's alive. He was just parachuted out of the plane and into the middle of Utah.
And it's because he thinks very little of him. Like he thinks he's weak. And that's what he explained just a scene ago with that sparring match. And now, he's like, yeah, he's dead. No big deal. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Insane. This movie's insane. What's your next scene?
This is one of my like combined scenes. It's meeting Terry and finding out the master plan.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So those kind of happen at the same time. But Terry is our park ranger, our lady character, because we need to have one.
We need some feminine touch in here.
Yes, with a very cute pantsuit.
She would not stop talking about this pantsuit, by the way.
The jacket was fire, okay? I thought she looked great. Everything else was terrible, but the pantsuit rocked. So Slater, meets, or I keep calling him Hale, Captain Hale, whatever he is. Hale is stranded in the middle of the desert. He is found by Terry. They have some type of like survival of the fittest battle as they meet for no reason. Absolutely insane. Her training as a park ranger does not include that. But
she carries a gun.
Yeah, and then they have I was like, it felt like they should have been in a jungle. Like he has like her knife to his neck. Like it was crazy. I'm like, what a way to meet somebody. So I'm like, this is far too intense for everyone involved. All of you need to calm down. But that's how she gets involved. She's the park ranger. She's like, "You're under arrest," and he's like, "I'm a soldier and I'm here on a mission, and everything just went to hell in a handbasket, and you're gonna help me." She's like, "Okay." So that happens very briefly. We just get introduced to her. All the while, we are finding out what Deke's plan is. That he has the two nukes. He's going to threaten not threaten, ransom them effectively to the United States government, and then if they don't pay him the money, then he will then sell it to some bad guys. We meet his crew. He has a very large crew. There's also some guys on the inside that are also in the military. So there's quite a few people that like again randomly keep popping up throughout the movie too. Like there's at least a crew of 30 dudes on this case.
And there's like a whole, like, I felt like there was a subplot that didn't get explored a little bit, like with this crew, the Pritchett guy, who seems to be like the head of this whole thing.
The bankroll?
Yeah, the bankroll guy, what's his purpose?
Yeah, I mean, he's the one who's paying for all of this happening, I think.
Which,
okay.
Yeah.
But okay, I don't know. He's annoying. Oh my god.
He's their literal coke dealer.
Truly. And no, he is annoying, to say the least. And Deke gets fed up with him eventually. We'll get to that again in my moments. But yeah, so we learn what the plot is. He is going to again ransom the nukes in order to get money so he could buy a share in Volvo.
Yeah. Oh, this finance bro, this guy who gets passed up for a promotion time and time again, decides I'm going to get out, and the way that I'm going to get out is by getting a lot of money, and I'm just going to invest it in and buy a lot of shares in Volvo because they're safe cars and they're dependable.
I do think that was for like irony purposes. Like I think he was like giggling to himself as he was saying it. Like I think Volvo's successful, right? He just wants to make money and retire off that. But I think it was just for shits and gigs to say that. I didn't believe him.
Get out of the military. Like at this point, you are in the you've been like in the military for a long enough time. I think
he said 20 years.
Yeah, I think you're a career guy at that point, and if you get out, like you've got money coming in, like you could just get another job.
That would probably make him, if he got in at 18, that means he's 38. He can absolutely retire with crazy benefits. The fact that he's not married, at least that we don't know, is crazy because a lot of them get married quickly to get those benefits.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's like, there's a couple of reasons why he's a little bit of an unbelievable character, but yeah, just retire.
In a perfect world, Vic becomes a car mechanic. And
in a small town in California,
suddenly sees a flash of light and becomes the smartest man in the world and gets abducted by aliens in my movie. But that's what should happen to him. That is the sequel. Phenomenon is the sequel. In a realistic way, because whatever his plan is so bad, is so terrible.
Yeah. And the bankroll, like a guy is screaming at him the entire time about. He's like, you said this was foolproof, and he's like, this is fluid. Calm down.
We're just rolling with like he does have like all these things planned out. Like there's a whole thing with like the hospital badge that somebody was supposed to find at some point. That plot device. Thank you. That is wild, but like, yeah, he's just going with the flow, it seems.
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. All right, what's your next scene?
The copper mine and nuke number 1.
Yeah, I have copper mine. That's my next one as well.
Yeah. There's apparently a copper mine nearby. Apparently, after a tussle between Deke and Hale, Hale and his now trusty sidekick, Park Ranger Terry, have the 2 nukes in their possession, and Terry's like, oh, there's an old abandoned copper mine like a mile away from here. Let's just go hide them there. As if Deke and team have not totally found that or figured that out already. So they get them there, and Hale accidentally activates one, and he has 30 minutes, and he's like, well, we're screwed. Let's just put this nuke at the very bottom of this copper mine. It'll explode, but it's underground, so we'll be safe. NVD, they'll get rid of them. Great. And they're going to put both the nukes down there, the one active one, and then just let it go. Well, the other car was not that far behind. They catch up immediately, and now there's this scene where there is a huge battle with lots of guns, with the aim of stormtroopers in this copper mine underneath all this stuff. And then it's like a very much a speed situation. There's a countdown. There's a, like, we can't get out of the mine. We're trapped down here. The bad guys get the other nuke back. I'm saying a lot, but there was a lot that happened in this 5-minute span.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like WTF moments in here as well. Not only like the aim of everybody, but the countdowns. Like, these are bombs. These are bombs that are meant to be dropped on cities, and like, that's what their point is. Why are we dealing with timers? Why are we dealing with triggers? Why are we like, it makes sense to have like a deactivation or an activation thing, but like, what is this? And like, numerous times the time changes throughout this movie. Is it 30 minutes? Is it 13 minutes? Is it 45? Who knows?
Wasn't very consistent with the timer.
Now, the reason that they shut down this mine, the reason that there is no mine, is because there's an underground river in this mine, under this mine. And so that is another plot device given to our leads so that they can escape the nuclear blast that's about to happen, and shoots them out into an actual river after the whole fight scene. And this nuclear bomb goes off in Utah.
Yeah, underneath the ground. I have a question.
Yeah, I've got so many answers. I promise that they're going to be accurate and scientific.
Okay, so in theory, there's this river that is underground, that there is somehow an opening to the outside. There's another hole somewhere to get us out. Would not, and even just like the whole, or the elevator, right, to get from there, like there are openings to this underground mine. How does the nuke not like come out in some? I know it's underground, but like, I guess it's far enough underground that it's not going to come up through anything, like ventilation.
I think that's what the movie wants us to believe, is that right there. But the nuclear fallout of a bomb like that, and we see it go off, and we see it like have repercussions. We see an EMP. That's a whole thing with this thing. And we see like the aftershocks and all that stuff. Like, there's definitely radiation, and that is an area that's not going to be inhabitable.
Okay.
Yeah, okay for a while. I mean, it's Utah, it's whatever. But like, no offense, Utah.
Well, it's in the middle of the desert. There's nothing out there. They
did nuclear testing in the desert in I want to say New Mexico. Like, this is stuff that they've done before. So I don't think it would be good for that underground river.
No.
Honestly, because now you've got radiation in that water that is now going out into So I think there's a problem there.
Yes, but we're all fine. We all survived.
All fine.
None of the grenades or the guns killed anybody, and it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I feel so bad watching these movies with you because I feel like I can't enjoy them. I try. I do. I watch it in earnest, but I'm sitting there, I'm going, dead. That guy's dead. That person's dead. Why are they still running? They should be dead. That guy threw a grenade.
And to your point, though, like, if you're watching a movie where you're actually, like, I would say a better action movie, you give a shit a little bit more about the characters, and you are more willing to throw away these things. Like, oh, that person's dead, they're coming back. If you actually cared and gave, it cared about these people, you would throw that away. Like
Yeah.
I truly think that, because I have seen over the, like, I enjoyed, like, going back. You brought up a great point with like Die Hard with a Vengeance. Like, I enjoyed that movie a lot more than this movie
Same.
because I liked John McClane and I liked Samuel L. Jackson's character,
Yeah.
and I liked the bad guy a little bit. Now, that movie had a terrible ending, but like the middle part of it was really good and
Yeah.
kept me Speed, even. I remember watching this movie. I remember watching Speed with you, and you being like on the truly the edge of your
I was
seat.
just like,
Yeah, you being on the edge of your,
I
you
was
zoom in
stressed.
on your face. You're stressed out. I never felt like you were stressed out watching this movie.
Oh, I gave zero care.
Yeah,
I was the whole movie.
she did. She sat there like that. And I think that's the biggest difference here. And I think some of the movies that we're going to watch in the next month, you
Mhm.
will enjoy a lot more. I was telling you that last night. I was like, these are like some of the most quintessential blockbuster action movies of the night, of all time. Like, people still
Yeah.
talk about some of the ones that we're going to watch here in the coming weeks, because they are so good, even if they
Yeah.
are just the most ridiculous. Like, one's about aliens, one's about like tornadoes and spy movies, and a very similar plot to this one, plot device in next week's movie, but it's still so much better. And even though it's over the top, it is so much more convincing than this
Yeah.
movie is. So
Yeah.
I think you will be far more stressed out.
Probably. I mean, if we're, it's John Travolta month, even just to compare it to Michael, right? I said like Michael, I did not care about the main characters. I liked Michael, John
Right.
Travolta, but like the two guys and the girl who are technically our main characters in this movie, I had no desire to care for them. They did nothing to set them up for me to make me go, oh, like I want to see what happens to these people. I want them to succeed or have a happy ending. It was the same with this movie, but unfortunately, there is no mystical angel who smokes cigarettes and smells like cookies. It's just a couple of dudes in the military with a bunch of guns. And I was like, there's no redeeming. Even like our park ranger Terry, I'm like, listen, she has a cute little outfit, but I don't care about her. Like, I don't think she's believable. She's like, I'm coming with you. I'm like, shut up. Even like Sandra Bullock's character in Speed, like their ending where they're like, oh, we need to have sex now, and that's the end of the movie. I was like, that makes zero kind of sense. But they did have chemistry throughout the whole movie. Her being like, okay, I'm gonna jump in and drive this bus because our bus driver got killed. I'm like, yeah, okay,
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Like, makes sense for her to be like, I'm coming with you, and I'm like, no, you're not. Like, go home.
Yeah, which is so crazy that there is like the chemistry doesn't feel as good as Keanu and
Sandy.
and Sandy. Canoe and Sandy as Canoe, God bless him. It's so strange that they don't have any chemistry. Christian Slater and Samantha Mathis used to date. They dated when they met on the movie Pump Up the Volume, which they have really good chemistry in Pump Up the Volume. Love Pump Up the Volume. I recommend it. It is probably not as good, but it is a Gen X staple. And love Pump Up the Volume. And then they had a friendship so much. And maybe it is because I saw in my research and stuff that there were kissing scenes in this movie. Like, there is a kissing. We don't see it in this because of the ending. But she was like, it's like kissing my brother. They have that kind of friendship. It didn't work out for them dating, but they still maintained a friendship. They were in Fern Gully. They voiced Fern Gully together. But like, and maintained a friendship. But she said it was like kissing her brother, and it feels like that. Like, they are more brother and sister than boyfriend girlfriend.
So make it friends. Like, there doesn't need to be a romantic element in this movie. Like, just let them be partners in crime. Like, let it be fun. Don't add the romance to it because it doesn't fit.
Right. And don't force it. But that is such a staple of like action movies,
Right.
80s, 90s action movies. You have to have that romantic lead. The person that the damsel in distress that gets, that maybe she could take care of herself, but ultimately we've got the guy that's going to save the day, and then they're going to be hot for each other, whatever. It worked in Speed. It works in other movies. It did not work in this movie. It's weird.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I kind of go to the end.
Yeah, I honestly, you're right on.
Well, so I said nuke number 2 is on the train and our final battle.
Because honestly, we are saying we're skipping around a lot, but this movie skips ahead so much and doesn't give you explanation to anything. And I'm sure we'll talk about it in WTF. But yeah, we're suddenly on a train with the second nuke.
Yes. So nuke number 1 did explode, and nuke number 2 was re-stolen by John Travolta and team, and everyone escaped and nobody got hit with nuclear fallout. But now, John Travolta's like, okay, we've got nuke number 1. We're going to put that on a truck. No, a train. And for 30 seconds, and now it's on a train. And again, Hale and Terry, Christian Slater and Samantha are like, let's get on that train and get that nuke. And I'm like, how? So no. Samantha's on the train. Christian Slater gets picked up by the military again, has to explain to everybody in the government, hey, here's what's going on. Take a helicopter and get me to that train.
Again, so much exposition in this movie just to tell you what is happening in this movie.
Yes.
It's crazy.
And then we get there's a lot of shooting, a lot of people falling off of the train and getting run over, everybody dying. We find out truly how crazy John Travolta is, because he just decides, I'm just going to set off nuke number 2 because I can and I don't care. And he sets it up, and then we get another 13-minute timer, I think, or another.
And we get a new device that is just basically like bomb go off,
control.
Bomb don't go off. Like that's two buttons.
Two buttons.
Boom, boom. And here I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm gonna set it on the bomb and say, take it if you want.
Come and get it.
Get it, baby.
So now we're back to the beginning, and John Travolta and Christian Slater are duking it out. Fist fighting. There were a lot of times where we thought, I'm being silly, but John Travolta, again, it's the idea that he's going to let John Travolta get himself tired and pretend that he's getting tired himself, so that he just comes out of nowhere when he's at his weakest and just and just gets him. And he does get the remote, doesn't press the don't explode button. They have to spar a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then with 2 seconds to go, he disables the bomb. But the train is about to crash into another train car. And in that moment, I believe everyone is dead except Christian Slater and Terry.
Yeah.
Somehow.
And sadly in this Delroy Lindo is in a helicopter and he just explodes.
Yeah, everyone explodes.
Howie Long explodes. John Travolta explodes.
The nuke slides down I will say this too. The nuke slides down the train, in theory, impaling John Travolta.
Yeah.
Right? Which is an irony that a lot of people enjoyed in the ending. I was going through fun facts. They said he didn't die.
What?
There was I don't know if it was the ending that actually got shown or not, but the way it was written, I was like, that is not the ending I watched. But they wanted to set it up for sequels or a TV show, or they wanted it to continue. So they were like, you can't kill John Travolta. You have to let him get away, or he has to survive this situation in case we want to make a sequel out of it. So I don't know. And I think people disliked that he died at the end, test audiences.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like, we watched it. That guy's dead. There's no way he survived that. At least the way that we're watching it, there was no implication that he survived. There was no eerie music at the end to imply that something else may be afoot. No. And that dude's gone.
Yeah, there's no after credits Marvel scene that I'm pretty sure there's not. We didn't watch after the credits, but I'm not going to, because that guy's dead.
And no sequel came of it.
What is it? Broken Arrow 2, more broken, more arrow? I don't I don't get it. But he saves the day, and then we get a weird scene between Samantha Mathis and Christian Slater where they like meet each other for the first time. They like actually, hi, I'm Riley, blah blah blah, and
Yeah,
I'm
because the first
Terry,
time
blah
they
blah
met,
blah.
because the first time they met, she was trying to arrest him, and then he put his gun to her head. Like, okay,
And
this is
she's like,
not.
I'm still gonna arrest you. It's very similar to what we got at the end of Speed.
Yeah.
So similar, except there's chemistry between you. Anything else?
No.
Perfect. Who's your favorite character in this movie?
Honestly, it's my favorite character and my best performance is Colonel Wilkins, aka Delroy. He is the
It's so sad.
he is the only person I care about, and when he explodes at the end, we're like, no.
Yeah, I said, yeah, we both were like, no, Delroy, please, no. Like,
I
yeah.
will say I love. I mean, because he's been in both of the Spike Lee movies because I got to be part of the Spike Lee
Mm-hmm.
episodes for 52. So he's in both those Spike Lee movies. He was in a couple others. I just watched him in Sinners not that long ago. He is solid. It does not matter if he is in a garbage movie like this or he's being Oscar nominated for Sinners. He is so good.
Yeah. He's got a great voice. Like, so even when he delivers lines, I'm just like, yeah, he's a colonel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like perfect role for him. Also, he looks identical. That man has looked the same for 30 years. Good for him. He looks great.
I would be curious to see how old he is. I wonder. I mean, he's probably like my parents' age, probably in his 70s, if I had to guess. But like,
probably John Travolta's age.
yeah, oh no, did I do something wrong? No, I'm good. Okay, yeah, good. Get Shorty. We watched him in Get Shorty. That was the other one. So
yeah, I was like, I know he's in something else.
I
forgot about him in Good Shorty.
Looks incredible. Yeah, he is 73 years old. He was born in 52, so looks great. The man looks great. He's great and deserves an Oscar, even if they were going to give it to him for Sinners, which is probably not his best role ever. But like, just give him an Oscar. He deserves it.
He's so good.
He was robbed for the Five Bloods, which is another Spike Lee movie that not a lot of people saw. But Delroy Lindo's freaking great and deserves an Oscar. Give it to him. Just give him an Oscar, please. Please give Delroy an Oscar. You have any favorite quotes in this movie? Do you have anything favorite about this movie?
I do. You know what? I wrote down a couple quotes. Nothing that I like love. But I will say, you know what? Maybe I do like John Travolta as an actor. Like, there were some moments this whole movie is garbage to me. I don't like it, but I'm like, oh, that was fun. There were like moments. The first one I actually wrote it because I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it. And right before John Travolta decides he's going to activate nuke number 2, when he just decides to go full crazy, he just says, fuck them if they can't take a joke. And I'm like, that's kind of baller. Like, that's fun.
Did you read any fun facts about that specific line?
No, I didn't see it. It didn't come up. I didn't even see the line come up.
That specific line is from Pump Up the Volume.
No way.
It's an homage to Pump Up the Volume. Christian Slater actually says that line in Pump Up the Volume.
Oh, because I think it's also something that they like sort of say in Mamma Mia. Yeah. They can't say something. They don't say fuck them because it's Mamma Mia. But it's like, if they can't take a joke, and then the ladies are like, yeah, we can't dance. And then like the two Meryl Streep's BFFs. That's what they say, something about you can't take a joke at the very beginning of Dancing Queen. So I was like, oh, that stuck out to me because of who I am as a person. But yeah, fuck him if he can't take a joke is very funny before he decides to activate a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
So that was fun. I have Kelly, who's one of the cronies, who survives pretty long. Deacon's this is immediately after Deeks activates the nuke, and he goes, shut that son of a bitch down now. This ain't what I signed up for. I'm not ready to die. Not for you. And Deeks says, everybody dies, Kelly. I'm as good a reason as any. I was like, that's kind of cool too.
I do think that Deke gets the best lines in this movie. Like,
100%.
He
got better
yeah.
towards the him being fool crazy. Again, I wish he was even crazier,
Mhm.
but him going full crazy on the train with Nuke number 2, I was like, this is fun. Like John Travolta is having fun.
Like the best line, the line that gets pulled from this movie is a Deke line, and it's after Riley says, "You're out of your mind," and Deacon says, "Yeah, ain't it cool?"
Yeah. He's
And
like
that,
loving it.
yeah, he loves it, and that is like the line that gets pulled from this movie a lot. Is, yeah, ain't it cool? Like
Yeah.
that, and John Travolta's good at it. He delivers that line very well. He delivers all those lines very well. In that kind of like smarmy, cool asshole kind of way. Like he does did it. But this movie sucks. What else?
I only got one more. It is when Giles, whose character is absolutely unnecessary and irrelevant for this movie, he is learning what the term broken arrow means, which I don't know if this is true or not, if they just made it up for the movie, but it's effectively we lost a nuke. And Giles says, I don't know what's scarier, losing nuclear weapons or that it happens so often there's actually a term for it. And I was like, no, whatever. I
Yeah.
liked it.
No, it's because nobody knows what a broken arrow is in this situation. And it's silly that it does have one, but I do think it is a real term, and the search for the missing nuclear weapons is called empty quiver.
Okay.
I did read that.
Okay. So maybe
yeah.
I guess it is. That's all I got.
Yeah. The only other thing I had was any time that Deke said, would you mind not shooting at the thermonuclear weapons? Or how many times do I have to say it? Please don't shoot at the nuclear weapons. So, those were the only other ones I had.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any biggest laugh, cry, scare, or thrill? I feel like I laughed a lot during this movie, but I didn't write down anything for these.
I only wrote down one laugh, and I said that one guy was super annoying. The bankroll guy was he was just whining and complaining. And the one time I definitely laughed out loud in this movie is that John Travolta just karate chops this, because he won't shut up, karate chops this man in the throat, breaks his windpipe, effectively leading to his death. And he just goes, hush.
He says hush twice. He goes, hush, hush.
Not shut up, not hush.
Hush.
That was very funny, and I did laugh at that moment, but that's all I had.
Yeah, no, I laughed at how bad this movie was. I did not like this movie. Okay, now we are probably going to our, biggest list of things that we need to talk about, which is our WTF ridiculous moments.
Yes.
So what do you have down?
I have quite a few.
Go for it.
Some that we've already chatted about. I said the CGI is terrible, like levels of terrible it shouldn't be at this point. Now that you tell me about John Woo liking to do the zoom in, that's good to know, because I didn't know that. But I was like, that was the first thing I wrote down. I was like, what is up with the Travolta evil look? And I was like, oh, okay, that's a choice. But apparently that's his thing. So that makes more sense to me now. But yeah, Travolta's evil look. The fight meeting scene with Hale and Terry. How that escalated so much is crazy to me. The sound quality of this movie, terrible. And I don't think that was I don't think it's because of the version that we watched. It was the actors were too quiet and the background explosions were too loud. And I wanted to say, like, hey, can we turn it up a little bit? But we had the closed captions on, so it was fine. But I'm like, I can't hear John Travolta, but I can hear everything exploding. So whoever the sound mixer was, I think they did a bad job. Look at me, I know movie things now.
Nice, yeah.
John Travolta has a lot of teeth. That was something I said last night. But like, whenever he's like explaining his evil plot, and there's like a very close up on us, I'm like, wow, he's got a lot of teeth. Like, that was just a thought I had in passing. Ignore that. Oh, the ransom video. We forgot to mention this.
Yeah, the ransom video is great.
John Travolta films himself explaining, he's like, he wanted like $2 billion, which I was like, that seems pretty low And he's like, I want $2 billion in order to return these nukes. And if I don't get that $2 billion on time, and then apparently he had time to edit this video to insert clips of nuclear explosions. And it was very funny.
That is probably the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was it was like cartoon-like in a way. I said that the editing sucks, and I had no idea what was going on half the time. I made you pause it multiple times to explain to me, because I was like, why are we here? What are we doing? But the moment that really stuck it out for the worst editing was getting between the copper mine and the train, because that transition took about 2 minutes. And that full 2 minutes is just explaining everything that maybe happened within a 2-hour time span. And I'm like, hey, show don't tell. This is a movie. I'm not reading this. Why are you telling me everything? But the fact that so Hale and Terry escape somehow the copper mine, and they're like, okay, now and they weren't even deciding to separate. It just happened. They were gonna get in
the boat.
They were on the boat, and they saw that they're coming back, and he's like, get out of the boat, and he rolls off, and rather than getting out of the boat, she goes, night night, and then hides under a blanket. And so she takes the boat trip with the bad guys and the nuke, and he's just underwater for a very long time. So they are now separated. Which
makes you think that they're going to discover her on the boat and then take her hostage, right?
Yeah, like in Speed. And he makes his way back to the military, and he's like, Delroy, the girl's on the boat. We need to fix this. And they were in some order, they disobey the order, and they just decide, we're just gonna shoot the train down. And he somehow, like, in his mind's eye, figures out they're on a boat, and then it's gonna go to a truck, but it's not gonna go to a truck. He wants us to think it's on a truck. It's gonna be on the train instead. But they knew that Terry, our girl, got from the boat to the truck and got from the truck to the train, and it's just hanging on for dear life in both situations. And I'm like, man must be tired. The park rangers do not train you for this stuff.
And she ran down that truck to get on that truck, by the way. And it had passed her. Yeah, and it had passed her. Yeah, and then all of a sudden you see a scene where she's like running down the truck and getting on it. It's bizarre. So
they know what her location is, that she somehow does not die, or she is made, or gets discovered, and she makes it to the train and is just hanging on the side of the train for dear life. They're like, she's on the train. I was like, you don't know that. You separated. You did not talk about a plan. This is just, how do you know this? Right. So I got annoyed. And that was like that 2-minute bit. I was like, I'm out.
What else?
That was my list.
That was your list?
Yeah.
Okay. We didn't talk about it, but I want to bring up Deke's smoking.
Oh yeah,
this is how he smokes.
He smokes like an anime girl who's trying to
his fingers are spread so wide open. He's got the cigarette here. It is crazy how he smokes in this. And I love smoking in movies. We watched a movie this past week where I was like, oh my God, that's smoking in a movie. And then we see this and I'm just like, that is not good smoking at all. Like, it's almost like when Tom Cruise gets drunk in a movie. Has this person ever done this before?
No.
And I know John Travolta has smoked before. He smokes in Pulp Fiction. This man
and Michael.
And he looks normal doing it. Why is it this? Like Cruella de Vil. I don't know what's going on there.
Everything felt very cartoon-like.
Yeah. It was very cartoonish.
And it didn't register.
I also had the dialogue, so I'm going to give you a feature here, or I'm just going to go down my list of dialogue here. Vic saying care for a Coke or something, and then proceeds to go to the Humvee and pull out a Coca-Cola that he knew was there for some reason. Didn't know that. Wild. There's a scene where Terry is standing and Riley shoots between her legs and she goes, wow. He goes, that was a first time for me too. Terry at another point, he did something and she goes, you learned that in survival school? Survival school is something that Air Force people do. I guess, or military people do.
Basic
Survival
training.
school. And he's like, nah, New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey. Freaking weird. After the bomb goes off in the mine, Vic says, that's an EMP, electromagnetic pulse, nuclear blast, sends it out for miles. Everything electrical shuts down, including choppers and radios. Hell, we just shut down McMurrin's field communications. That ought to put a pretty little dent in their response time, huh? Yeah, no, that would not happen. Yes, you with the question.
I forgot to mention something. When the nuke went off underground, somehow it disrupted the Delroy and the guys at the military base nearly 2 hours away.
And it looks like a bad Star Trek scene where they're like getting hit on they're just like shaking around. It looks so bad.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the whole point. That's the whole problem, is that y'all are too far away to deal with this.
There's a point where Kelly, Howie Long, football player, not actor, goes, Deke, you the man. And Deke goes, I'm the man. Vic Deakins also says, attitude. Now, where's my little buddy Hale? He left you alone, didn't he? Well, that's his speed. 100% pussy. And I'm like, this is terrible.
He does say that. He did, in fact, say that.
We already talked about the you got off on. There's a scene where Terry is fighting a guy on the train named Max, and Max goes, you probably thought I was a computer nerd, didn't you? Wrong. I was a Navy SEAL lady. You really should see what I can do with just my thumb, which felt weird. And then he gets his ass kicked.
Well, then I'm like, sir, we didn't know you existed until 10 seconds
10 seconds ago. Yeah.
I don't have any assumptions about you.
And then we get this like evil Vic scene that I don't know why we need, or him saying this. He said, I just realized something. I never actually killed anyone before. I mean, I dropped bombs on Baghdad, but never face to face. I don't know what the big deal is. I really don't. Just to prove to us that he's more evil than we need him to be. I don't know. It was bad. The dialogue is terrible in this movie. That's basically what I'm coming to. We did it. Best music moment in this movie for you, or does the score, anything?
I know that Hans Zimmer did the score, which I always think is impressive because it's Hans Zimmer. It did not speak to me at all, but I know that there's a piece that spoke to you with the scream bit.
Yeah. So there's like this this like guitar spot in it, which is used in the movie Scream 2. And it is like a love melody for the characters in Scream 2. That's like David Arquette's character and Courtney Cox's character in those movies. And that's the only piece that stuck out to me. It's called Rope-a-Dope, and it's was played by guitarist Dwayne Eddy, who Zimmer brought in for scoring that. So that's the only thing I wanted to point out there. I did not write an F, Marry, Kill. I did not do a big question. Do you have an F, Marry, Kill?
Yeah, the obvious one.
Are you just doing our 3 movies?
Yeah.
I thought it was super obvious. That's why I didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, go ahead. We'll do Michael, we'll do George, and we'll do Deke.
I say, well, you kill Deke, you F Michael, and you marry George, right?
Yeah. That is the answer.
That's all.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. F, Marry, Kill. Best performance in the movie, which I think we already said. It's Delroy Lindo, who has like 5 minutes of screen time in this movie. That's how bad this movie is. All right, 96 recast or a 2026 recast? What do you think?
I have a 26 recast. I was trying to think about age as well. For my for Deke, I only did Deeks and Hale. So for Deeks, I said any of the guys from that awkward moment. So Zac Efron, Michael B. Jordan, or Miles Teller, I think could play Deke.
I would love Michael B. Jordan would be fun.
Yeah,
playing
I
like
think
like a bad guy. Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, and we've talked about. I think it was last week. Zac Efron would be a decent Travolta.
Mm-hmm.
Just with the music, first movie being a musical, trying to get more serious actor. Like I was like, I could see him doing this. I actually initially thought Efron for Deeks and Michael B. Jordan for Hale, but I was like, I'm like, those guys are like all the same age, and Hale is supposed to be younger in my mind, I guess, less experience, again, that mentor-mentee relationship. So I said Glenn Powell for Hale. It's a lazy but I'm like, it's an action movie with a young, dumb-looking capybara. Like, let him be Christian Slater.
I just for 96, I just said take Keanu, put him in Christian Slater's role, put Sandra Bullock in that role, and then Jeff Daniels maybe, or as
Like just
Deke.
just
Yeah,
repurpose
just
Speed.
put them all over there. And then in 2026, I didn't even recast the girl because I was just like, she's pointless in this movie, and it's a sucky role. But I was like Chris Evans as Deke and Chris Pine as Hale.
Just a Chris movie.
Just a Chris movie. It puts so many Chris's in here that like it's all Chris's all the time.
It's the meme of Spider-Man's pointing at each other.
Yeah, it's just you. Yeah. So didn't really have a lot of fun with that, but yeah, it's fine. All right, fun facts about this movie. Did you write anything down?
I did a couple things. Body count's 28.
We haven't had a body count in a while.
We haven't. No, so I was like, it should have been 30 because Christian Slater and our park ranger girl, Samantha Mathis, they should be dead. They should have been dead in the copper mine. There's so many grenades. Anyway, body count's 28. Christian Slater performed about 95% of his own stunts, and he quit smoking in order to get in shape to do the physical labor of this role.
Good for him.
Yeah. It's like he combated a nicotine addiction. I was like, he quit smoking. Why do you have to phrase it like that?
Yeah,
but
that is a weird thing. We need more Christians. I love Christian Slater.
I'm a Christian Slater fan, specifically Heather's Christian Slater.
Yeah.
That's what I want him in. I want him in weird roles.
Yeah, I miss Christian Slater.
Chat.
That's great, chat. That's crazy because this movie made me start smoking again. How unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's because you were like, man, John Travolta is really nailing this smoking thing, and I want to do it exactly like him.
He's like voguing while he's smoking. Samantha Mathis actually called Sandra Bullock on how to prepare for this movie, which I think is crazy. And Sandra Bullock told her humming the James Bond theme music.
Don't worry, we have a nuclear bomb going off in a copper mine near us. No, it's around 4th of July, so people are just setting off fireworks.
It's like I felt that in the floor, and that was weird.
I did too. I felt that. It was crazy.
But Sandra Bullock told her to hum the James Bond theme song,
which is so funny.
Hilarious. I was like, is she fucking with her? Or maybe not. John Travolta does remove his flight suit following the character transformation of going from military to civilian because there are laws or rules around that. The U.S. military does not like the U.S. Department of Defense regarding the depiction of military uniforms during antagonistic character arcs. So that's a thing that I didn't know. So you can't wear a military uniform if you're the bad guy. So he does take off the military uniform. So cool. Is that our neighbor?
Maybe.
That might be okay. That is in our backyard. Sorry.
Nobody can hear it. I doubt it.
Dang it. There is a grenade outside. The last one that I think is such bullshit and it would have been a good counterpart instead. Halle Berry. Did you read this?
Yes, this is awful.
Halle Berry auditioned for the role of Terry Carmichael, and she would have nailed it, but was rejected by casting directors based on the claim that there are no female black park rangers in the United States. That's crazy.
Instead of being like, hey, maybe this is an opportunity to put somebody in a role to increase the interest in black female park rangers.
Yeah,
they were like, don't exist. They'll never do it in their life.
Yeah, they're like, sorry. They were like, you know what's realistic? John Travolta stealing 2 nuclear weapons, putting 2 nuclear weapons on a test mission for the United States military. Everyone surviving this copper mine scenario, no one getting hit by grenades or bullets, but a black park ranger who's a lady. Get out.
That's too far.
Too,
Bridge too far there.
Too unrealistic. That's and I was like, damn, like maybe I would have loved her in Christian Slater. I'm like, Halle Berry is gorgeous. I would love to see her in kind of like a kick-ass kind of like make her kick-ass. Like, because I don't think Terry Carmichael is very kick-ass. She's along for the ride, but I'm like, no, make her awesome. Like, make her like hate Christian Slater, and then maybe enemies to lovers situation. I don't know. Like, I was like, damn, that is a missed opportunity.
It's crazy.
And screw casting for that call.
Yeah, bad one. Anything else?
That was it.
The only other ones I had were that there is a cut of this movie that came in at around the 2-hour mark that gives us a little bit more character development, supposedly, and more violence in the action scenes. So maybe we actually get to see how Samantha Mathis makes it off the boat, onto the truck, into the train, all that stuff that we don't get. We get more from the I mean, I can't imagine there's too much character development. What do we need here? Ain't It Cool News, which is a digital publication famous for like movie reviews and things like that, gets its title from dialogue from this movie. Ain't it cool? Yeah. So ain't it cool news? Yeah. I noticed this one last night and I wanted to confirm it, but when Vic Deacon says the phrase, I said, God damn, what a rush. I was like, hey, that is something that is said by Mia Wallace in Pulp Fiction when she snorts cocaine. She goes, I said, God damn. She says it exactly like that. And I was like, hey, they're doing a Pulp Fiction thing there. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, those were the only ones. And I had the other ones that you had as well. So. All right. Like a fine wine and dish, if you could pair this movie with another movie for a double feature, what would you choose?
I mean, the number one I want is Speed. Speed's one, it's the same director, and two, it's just a
writer.
Sorry, same writer. I'm sorry. And just better. Just a better version of this. The ending, when they came together at the end, I was like, this is Speed all over again.
Yeah.
So Speed is a way better version of this. I actually did have Face Off. I haven't seen Face Off, but I know we'll probably do it next year. But I read the synopsis, and there is like a government military undercover situation that goes along with it. And it's a Travolta movie. So I was like, all right, let's throw that in there. I also put Mission Impossible just as a 96 collab, Michael, or I'd like the idea of like you Phenomenon being the sequel to this movie. I'm like, yeah, just pair those two together. I also made a list of John Travolta movies I would rather watch than this one, and it's Hairspray. And that's it.
Perfect. Let's go with I said the movie Unstoppable, which is a Chris Pine, Denzel Washington movie where there's a train that is headed to a town filled with chemicals that is going to destroy the town unless they stop this train. Better than this movie. Executive Decision, which is about like a plane that gets taken over, with terrorists, more things like that. Swordfish, which gives me another bad guy John Travolta character. Also, The Taking of Pelham 123, another bad guy John Travolta movie that are better than this movie. Swordfish, also Halle Berry.
Hey,
there we go. Mission Impossible 2, which is a John Woo, another movie.
Oh, okay.
And it's not great. It's the worst of all the Mission Impossibles. Actually, this movie shares a lot of similarities with the movie that we're going to be doing next week. So I'll let you all know that too here in a second. But on a rewatchability scale, on a scale of 1 to 5, how likely are you to throw this one on again?
I mean, a 1.
Yeah, it's a 1 for me.
I don't care. I don't care.
This movie's a 1 for me. Totally on rewatchability. Overall star rating, what'd you give it out of 5?
I think 2 is fair. It's not like offensive, but I'm like, because I think again, I always think of like the worst movies I've ever seen that I would give like a 1.5 star to, and I'm like, I think this is fine, but I don't like it.
I honestly kept getting like so disappointed. Like I thought it was going to be fun and
Mhm.
campier than I got from it. And like I was just like repulsed by it. It was not
Yeah,
as fun as I wanted it to be. So I gave it a 2
especially
too as well.
like, and were Michael and Phenomenon like the best movies I've ever
No.
seen? No, but I was entertained. I
Yeah.
had a good, and like I was like honestly kind of, I'm like, I know I'm not a big action movie fan, but I was like, hey, we've had two pretty fun times like the last 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm actually looking forward to this one. And I was like, this sucks. Like,
This
it's
movie
just,
sucks so bad. Early too. You find it so early. Like we paused it with like 2 minutes into the movie and we're like, what are we watching
yeah, like, I don't
already?
understand. It's bad when I'm like, can we pause it?
Yeah.
Can you explain to me like I'm a child what is happening here? But
It's bad. It's not good. And I gave this movie a 2, which is probably generous, honestly.
yeah, I was kind of like, because I think we gave Michael a 2.5, and I'm like, the difference between 2 and 2.5 is pretty steep.
Yeah, honestly, like I would watch Michael over and over again compared to this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, that's it. We did it. We did our John Travolta month. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for hanging out and watching John Travolta movies with us. Before we wrap up, let's have you watched anything recently that you'd love to recommend?
That's the only thing I saw this week that is outside of the podcast was Before Sunset. No,
Mm-hmm.
yes, Before Sunset. The second of the Before trilogy. We did Before Sunrise last year as part of the podcast. Cody is a big fan of the
Big fan.
trilogy, and this
Big
and
fan.
this is my first time going through it. I like the second one a lot more than the first one. So if you're someone who watched the first one and you were like, maybe not for me, try the second one.
Yeah, and I have to keep like telling Alyssa, I'm like, if you don't love these movies like I love these movies, that's okay. I love Before Sunset. I love Before Sunrise too, even if the characters are insufferable at times, and like I get it, but I love the whole set is great, and
The concept is like that is what I'm like. I love the walking and talking. There are two characters in this whole movie and nobody else. It is like the dialogue is great. The how it's shot is beautiful. They're of course they're in another gorgeous city and just walking around Europe, and it's fun, and I think I would like it more if I was younger. And I it's funny. I found uh the male character in the first movie to be insufferable. And I didn't like love the female. And then the second movie, I actually found the female character to be more annoying, and the male character had matured a bit. So maybe by the third one, I'll like them both. I don't
I
know.
don't think so. I think you will not.
I,
There's a realness to it, and obviously it's still fictionalized and everything, but there is a realness to it, and it makes you look at some of yourself in these people. Like in Before Sunrise, you see yourself as a 20 something and like getting out into your life and all this stuff, and then you're in your 30s in the second one, and then in your 40s in the third one,
mhm,
and in a different in three different places in your life. So
yeah.
I really enjoy it. I think Richard Linklater is probably one of my favorite directors of all time. I think he's incredible and does things that not a lot of people are willing to do and put the time into. I mean, look at Boyhood. That movie was filmed over 10 years of
Mhm.
a child's life. And I think it is, while maybe not one of the most rewatchable movies of all time, it is such a fascinating, like, look at what we could possibly do in this art form. And I think it's great. I think he's incredible. And then
Mhm.
he'll give you something like School of Rock
Love School of Rock.
or Bernie, which is like a mockumentary. He's crazy. He's out there, and I love Richard Linklater. He'll do like rotoscope movie. He's incredible. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I know it's not your favorite movie of all time, but I'm yeah, remaking Bad News Bears, Brave. I mean, I sense that you might be joking, but kind of like, and he kind of nailed it. Like
I
it's
like
not a
Bad News
bad
Bears.
movie.
I liked it.
I like the Bad News Bears. Like Billy Bob is a perfect Walter Matthau, and they got like, I'd go. Yeah, no, he is definitely in my probably in my top 5 of directors. So I'm glad I could share that with you, and you enjoyed it as much as you did. So thank you. Anything else? We did finish Teen Titans season 4. We are on to Teen Titans season 5. It's just getting darker and better, and we love it. So we do that. I also watched Barbarella this week and 13 Ghosts, and House of Haunted Hill, which is not as good as it used to be. 13 Ghosts, also not as good as I thought it was when I was a kid. And Barbarella sucks, guys. That is a movie, Jane Fonda, like cult classic film. That movie sucks. The 60s were a wild time for some movies. It's all What's New Pussycat, Tom Jones, like era stuff. It's weird. If you want to tell us what you're watching, though, we would love to know what you're watching. Or if you want to just talk about movies in general, and you can do that by joining our Discord server. You can also follow us on Instagram, check out our letterbox, see what we've been watching lately. I know a lot of I'm on there. You can get mine. You can also find some of my guests have letterbox accounts as well. Now, we have finished our John Travolta month, Adele Dazeem. But we are starting a new theme that's going to take over the end of June and all of July. And the theme is called Make It a Blockbuster Night. And every movie that we are going to be watching is a big budget film from 1996. Some of them are more action heavy, but these are going to be the heavy hitters. These are going to be like your top 5 of the year for who. I don't know if they're exactly the top 5, but these are your heavy hitters. So we're going to get into some of probably people's favorites from this year. And next week, we're going to be kicking things off with a movie that does pair nicely with Broken Arrow called The Rock. So welcome to The Rock. And we'll be live next Sunday at 5 p.m. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And we will see you next time on 52/1996, hopefully with no issues. Get them. Alyssa?
Be nice to women.
Thank you. Be nice to women.
We spun the reel through desert storms and courtroom cries. Love letters burned, planes went down, truth hid behind the lies. From snowbound crimes in Fargo streets to agents running wires, we laughed with Gilmore, screamed in masks lit, theaters on fire. It's 52/1996, let the credits roll tonight. Good movies, bad movies, all of them in the same rewind. 1 year, 1 week, every frame gets its time to shine. We'll see you next story on 52/1996.